Alrighty, folks, we have a lot of companies to break down in this video, 7 in particular, all of which are set to report earnings this week, so we have to break down their estimates and, of course, their charts, as again, they're set to report earnings here in a couple of days, so hit the like button, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year, and you might as well follow me on X and on TikTok. Those are linked down below, guys, and with that being said, cheers, let's dive right into the video. So check it out. It's about 11 a.m. right now on the East Coast when I'm making this video on this beautiful Monday. I guess it's still technically morning, right? So we can see all the indexes right now except for the Russell are in the red. And not red drastically, I mean slightly in the red here, barely to be honest. It looks like SPY's down about 0.05%. Same with it looks like the NASDAQ here, more like 0.1% in the red for the NASDAQ. The Dow is down about 0.25%, so keep that in mind, as the Russell's up around 0.25%, and we have the VIX up around 3%. So we are slightly in the red across the board here, except for the Russell, which again is up barely. So yeah, pretty slow start to the week. I guess you can say. You can see the intraday chart on SPY pretty flat throughout the pre-market and throughout the day so far. Sure, we have seen some choppiness, but overall still at break even. Same thing here on Triple Q. You guys can see we were pretty flat in the pre-market at about 445, went down to about 440, 450. Now we're back to 445. Not much is going on when it comes to the indexes here, but again, it doesn't matter because we're not focusing on the indexes here. We have 7 companies to break down, all of which are set to report this week. So number 1 is CrowdStrike. CRWD is the ticker. And talk about performance, man. This stock back in July, right? Yeah, July. It was at $140 per share. Now we're at $315. So we've obviously more than doubled up since that point. And really, since the last couple of weeks here, we've been flat heading into these earnings, which, mind you, we have earnings coming up tomorrow after the bell. So we have today's trading day, which we still have a bunch of hours left here, and then we have tomorrow's trading day. Then after the bell tomorrow, we get their earnings. So CrowdStrike for EPS, they're projecting 82 cents on average here versus the 47 cents they did last year, and revenues projected at $839 million compared to the $637 million from last year. So revenue, if it does come in at about 839-ish million, it would be up over 31% year over year, which is pretty good. So let's see, guys, are these numbers going to be strong enough to push this stock even higher? That's the $1,000,000 question here, as again, over the past couple of weeks, really almost a month at this point, CrowdStrike's been flat, right around 310, 315. So let's see if this could get some momentum to the upside again, post earnings. So we also have Target this week. TGT is the ticker. Let's pull it up here and see what's going on. And mind you, Target right now, when I'm making this video, it is down 2.3%. So it is selling off a little bit currently, after, mind you, it hit a high on Friday at 156, or was that today in the pre-market? Hold on a second. Yeah, it looks like that might have been in the pre-market. We hit 156. Now we're pulling down to 151. Not sure why, but that is what we're doing here. So Target's reporting earnings, I believe, on Tuesday, so they might be tomorrow as well, right? Let's see here, guys. Yeah, tomorrow, but not after the bell like CrowdStrike, but Target's in the morning. And they're looking to do EPS of $2.41 versus the $1.89 from last year. And revenue here is projected at $31.83 billion for Target versus the $31.39 billion from last year. So pretty much, guys, they're going to be up 1%, 2% maybe on revenue year over year. So pretty flat there for Target. And again, now we're pulling back a bit. Looks like we are getting a bit of selling, profit taking, if you will, maybe a little bit of, anxiety in these, maybe traders and, investors are trying to hop out of the stock a little bit here before earnings because, again, we're down almost 2.5% heading into these earnings. But overall, guys, look, Target is still holding an uptrend. We're clearly rebounding quite nicely. We have been, at least. And keep in mind, last time they reported, the stock was at $100 pretty much. Numbers came out back in November and the stock went ballistic, and it's been going up since. So let's see what these numbers are going to look like, guys. I'm super curious to see if they're continuing to improve, and we'll see how Target does from that point. So we also have Costco this week. They're later in the week. And talk about a stock that's been performing as well, man. And I think this one is just way too overvalued. I don't know how it keeps going up. I mean, this is one that it's so hard to get at a discount, to buy the stock, right? I've always wanted to own Costco, but I just feel like I can never get it at a decent price. I thought, man, it was going to come down to $300-400. But no, it's now almost $800 frickin' dollars per share. This is nuts, and it's actually up another 2% right now when I'm making this video. So Costco's on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, the 7th of the month here. They're after the bell. So Costco's looking to do $3.63 or 62 cents, excuse me, when it comes to EPS versus the $3.30 from last year, and revenues projected at $59.16 billion on average. And again, this stock recently, not too long ago, was $450 about a year ago. And on the 3-year chart, you guys can see it was under $300 about 3 years ago. So this thing, in my eyes, guys, is pretty overbought, overvalued as well. Both of those, right? Overbought and overvalued. And I wouldn't personally invest in it here. I mean, buying it here is kind of risky in my opinion. Who knows? You could do very well long-term buying here, but I would personally wait for a pullback, and we'll see. Maybe we do get that post-earnings. Time will tell. So AVGO is another one for this week. Broadcom, their stock has also been going crazy. I mean, geez Louise, guys, all these stocks for the most part are going nuts. Broadcom was under $800 per share back in September, and now it's at $1,400 per share, to give you guys a little perspective there. So EPS, they're on average projecting $10.29 versus $10.33 from last year. So EPS will be flat projected, and revenue $11.72 billion. That's the average estimate here. And AVGO, they're set to report the same time as Costco, the 7th after the bell. And like Costco, they're at all-time highs heading into earnings, which is just mind-boggling, right? They're at all-time highs heading into earnings, very overbought, which in my eyes, I'm looking at that as them being in a vulnerable spot, because if these numbers are not strong, if guidance is weak, right, these stocks could drop not all the way back to where they were a couple months ago, obviously, or maybe they could, who knows, but they could drop a good 5 to 10% after the bell. That's totally possible, especially with Broadcom, in my opinion, considering how much this one's gone up in the past couple of days and weeks alone. So Broadcom, keep your eyes on that one for this week. We also have DocuSign. Do you guys remember DocuSign? Some of you may still use it. Maybe not as much as you once did, but great service, valuable service if you ask me. But does that necessarily make it the best investment? Not necessarily. And you guys can see that here on the 3-year chart. It was $315 per share back in 2021. Now it's at what? $55 per share. So DocuSign's down big time. It will probably never see those highs again, although I can't guarantee that, obviously, and anything could happen. But at this point, man, DocuSign's not looking great on the max chart, on the 3-year chart. But on the 4-hour chart, it does seem like we are off the lows a good chunk here. We're up about, 42% off that $38 low. And we have earnings coming up on the 7th. So they're on Thursday after the bell as well. So DocuSign, guys, keep your eyes on it here as we are trying to push past the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here, which is right at about 55, 56 bucks. We're slightly under that. So DocuSign's looking to do EPS of 64 cents versus 65 cents from last year on revenue of almost $700 million. That's the projection versus the $659 million from last year. That would be up roughly 6% year over year. So keep your eyes on this, and let me leave you guys with this for DocuSign. Let me draw this channel out. Watch out for that channel. We'll see if it does break out of there. Time will tell. I'll set my alert at 56.50 for now. Let me do that now. Mark is at or above 56.50. JD.com is another one. Let me pull this up. Their stock, forget about it, guys, has been destroyed. We're not going to get into that in this video. Full disclosure, I'm not long JD or any stock in this video for that matter. But if I was long JD, oof, that's a rough one because this was at 42 bucks back in July. Now it's at 21. It's down almost 5%. Yeah, almost 5% on the day. Heading into these earnings, which are on Wednesday, it looks like. Yeah, Wednesday in the morning. So JD is Wednesday morning. EPS for them, 63 cents is the estimate versus 70 cents last year. And revenue, $41.68 billion versus $42.75 billion from last year. So JD's revenue will be down on average 2.5% year over year. Not the best sign for this company, whose stock has already been destroyed. Now their growth is no longer there, at least this go around for this quarter year over year. It's actually down 2.5% on average projected. Not the best look. Man, this stock might be going lower. Who knows? So keep your eyes on JD. And the last one is Kroger, whose stock's actually looking pretty good. We're breaking out. We have been breaking out for quite some time, and they're set to report on, let's see, the 7th in the morning, so Thursday morning, and they're looking to do EPS of $1.13 versus 99 cents from last year on revenue of $37.11 billion versus $34.82 billion from last year. That would be up almost 7% year over year. Not bad, guys. So when it comes to Kroger, let's see if we can test that $50 level. Actually, we're already testing it, so let's see if we can break out of there. And if we do, man, if we take out that $50 level, which, mind you, that's been resistance for quite some time, we could be going mid-high 50s, dare I say the 60s again on Kroger. Keep your eyes on it, guys. And of course, please do your own research on all these stocks. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not a financial advisor. And again, full disclosure, I don't own any of these, right? I own 0 shares of all these stocks that we mentioned in this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get the 50,000 subs this year. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000, guys. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. You get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, and each of those could be valued up to $2,000. So get on it, guys. Use that Moomoo link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.